Hello, good afternoon, good evening, namaste, and welcome to Aria on Live. This is Priya Thanugula, Director of Student Outreach and Enrollment, and we are on Aria on Live, an initiative that we kickstarted just a month ago, basically to showcase what Aria is all about. Our eminent gurus, professors, our staff, and our students, current students, and our alumni. For a change, I'm not at Aria building, the University of Silicon, previously known as, Aria, previously known as U of SA. I'm here outside at one of our alumni's home, and today we have not just one alumni but two of them, and we'll hear more about from them. Today we have with us Jahnavi, Chamarthi, I'm so sorry. I'm so used to have sister one, sister two. She's my batchmate and an alumni too. Welcome Jahnavi. And also we have Sankalpa Mantrala. Welcome Sankalpa. So before I go to you Jahnavi, Sankalpa, tell me about yourself.
Yes, so my name is Sankalpa and I am a second year medical student currently. I got my diploma from now Aria University like 2 years ago. And I actually did it when I was in college, but it's something that, it's a program that was started after I had left high school. So college was the only time that I had to pursue it. And it was such a wonderful experience. I did my Rangapravesam in 2019, and once I had gotten to college, I started to feel like I wanted to explore dance in a more academic way, because I think academic pursuit can make your passions that much richer. And so Aria University offered me the opportunity to do exactly that, and then I did my diploma in 2 years, and then now I'm an alumni.
And to you, Jahnavi.
Namaste, my name is Jahnavi. I have graduated from Emory University and I'm currently based in Chennai, India, doing some independent research for a scholarship. I also completed a diploma in Kuchipudi from Aria University. Alongside that, I've completed a diploma in Carnatic music from Aria University. I think with both of these programs, what I was really looking for was understanding these art forms that have become a huge part of my life, my identity, more deeply, especially the theoretical underpinnings of the art forms. And I feel like that's exactly what I got at Aria University, and just a very fruitful experience to say.
Great. To all the viewers and to all the audience watching this, maybe live or maybe recording, please visit our website www.aria.edu for all the upcoming programs, especially for spring 2026. So here we have promising youth, and they are our the flagship, what should I say, influencers, soon to be, changing the perspective of what youth can do while pursuing their dream careers. So I have two cases here. One who actually did diploma while doing her undergrad, and one doing double diploma. She did double diploma in music and in dance while in your high school, if that's correct, right? So how was the experience doing double diploma with the high school, which is not easy because you have your SAT coachings, your AP classes, and one itself is a big challenge for us to actually ask students when they have such vast experience and get trained from eminent gurus, and just looking for that validation of having a proper American university certification or a diploma or some kind of what should I say, a program graduate validation. It's not easy, right? How has it been? What's the experience and what would you recommend?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was definitely a challenge. I think each course had different standards, different requirements, and I think I needed to put my undivided that was definitely very tricky, but I do think Aria University does a good job at making it as easy as possible. Learning from these stalwart gurus from India, like on Zoom, is so much easier than it should be these days, and it's as easy as a Zoom call. And so that's just like it's hard, but it's as easy as it can be. And so I think that is one thing to keep in mind. And just to like add on to what you were saying, you know, like I'm sure a lot of the kids out there, like you're doing everything, like, you know, school, other extracurriculars, clubs, instruments, whatever. Like I also, you know, was learning piano. I was doing, as she was saying, SAP training, so many other clubs, everything. But I feel like it is so possible if you're able to, you know, allocate time to each of these things. So yeah, I would just recommend like planning out your days and just being on top of your schedule. But I really do think if that, like if you have the will to do it, then you will find a way. So
Fantastic. What about your thought process, your time management?
Yeah.
I know high school is a different, you know, ball game altogether, but undergrad, oh my God, and you still wanted to pursue or get a diploma. What made you decide, and how had it been with the time management with your undergrad?
Right. Well, first, I like doing one was really difficult for me with college, but I can't imagine two. So hats off to this one
I
over
know.
here. She's making it sound really simple, and it probably is, but she's also just an incredible human being. So
Yes.
something to keep in mind. But with college, I think the nice thing that benefited me is that I didn't have like an 8 to 5 schedule. Like my schedule was my own. So I knew when class times would be, so I knew like how to fit it into my schedule, and some days I wouldn't have school, some days I would have school. So I think it's that like dynamic nature that wasn't as challenging as it would be if I had done it in high school, because in high school you're there 8 to 5 and you have to come home and you have to do homework, and it's like a very structured thing. But it is one of those things that like I think if you have the passion for it, it's always worth it to pursue that passion no matter what, because at the end of the day, like I believe that my hobbies make me stand out as like not just like me in applying to medical school or something that has a result, but just as like a human being. I think it like adds dimension to your life, and I think things like that are worth investing into. So if you are feeling like in college, man, like maybe I should have done a diploma, like it's really not too late, and I think it does work with schedule. Obviously, one of the greatest benefits to this program is that if you're in high school, it's like a tangible accomplishment that you can write on your college application, and it's always something that universities are really interested in. But I think you can still get a lot out of it in a college setting where you have more time to sit with the material and plan your day around the classes and the assignments. So I don't know, it was such a great experience for me, and I loved that it was the break. It was like a respite from doing like bio and chem and everything. Like it was a nice way to engage in something that I really loved.
Awesome, awesome. And one commonality both of them have is diploma in Kuchipudi. Would you both share, you know, your best moments, or what did you enjoy the most?
yeah, so I've been learning Kuchipudi since I was a little girl, 4 years old. So about 18 years now. I learned from Bharatanatyam in Dublin, California, and I also learned from Sri Jai Kishore Muslim Country and Padma Muslim Country in Chennai. And I'm honestly, or not honestly, but I'm very grateful to them for all of their teachings. And I think what I really liked about our university was I was getting this like extra level of just exposure to what Kuchipudi is. Like even learning Gola Kalapa Gadama Devi Auntie's class, and like learning the spoken word of Kuchipudi. I've never done that before in my practical training, but it has been a big part of Kuchipudi since its origins. And so getting to participate in that aspect of Kuchipudi obviously was very humbling, but was also a very exciting thing, because I felt like I was really immersing myself into the art form that I was calling my own, you know. So yeah, I mean, Golek Lapam stands out to me personally just because it was very difficult, but I think at the end, I was just really proud for having the ability to attend.
Great. Yes, my favorite too. Golakala.
Yeah, it's so good. I think like similarly to her, I've been learning since I was a little kid. Like I think I've been learning from Srimati Jyoti Lakkaraju since I was like 10 years old, and that's like 14 years now. And I think like my favorite part of it was a lot of that because I also went to Manavadi growing up, so I like learned how to speak Telugu, but it was like a different level of Telugu, and it really felt like I was combining like this like knowledge of language I had with this knowledge of dance plus this additional component of like acting with word, which isn't something that we really get to do in dance class. And I think that was really fun. But honestly, for me, this is like super niche, but one of the courses that we had was like a talam course, and it was like I like learned Carnatic music growing up, so I knew like Adi Talam and whatever, but like composing jatis and understanding the mathematics behind that, I think those are like invaluable skills for dancers. And it's totally like, as dancers we're not trained in it because that's more reserved for the percussionists, and if you become a dance teacher you kind of like learn to figure out, but it was just a really insane tool for me to have. And I definitely find that even in my practice now, like with my teacher, I'm like more tuned into the beats. And it's not like the most tangible thing, but I think it's just given me a new dimension to dance, and it's allowed me to appreciate my teacher's choreography more and the way that she fits certain movement into certain beats and kind of understand the percussion part of dance that we don't really think about.
So a common question to both of you. You've been learning in person with your respective gurus. And of course, theory part, completely online program. It's understandable. But when it comes to the practical aspects of Kuchipudi, what was your takeaway? Was any kind of challenges, or for you it didn't even like bother having that online as long as you were so into what they were teaching? Because a lot of students, when we have these interactive outreach sessions, they are like, you're saying it's 100% online, but you also have practical classes. How is it even possible? Because a lot of them also are in dorms or like have their own that limited space.
Yeah, I think, obviously with dance, it's really hard. Just like aspects like knowing if what the guru is doing is mirrored or not, or if they're doing right or left, or like you can't see what their feet are doing, but then you can see what their arms are doing, but then you can't see what their arms are doing when you can see what their feet are doing. So it's just like, you have to, I think, just be open to like not it being the most easiest thing in the world, and I think that makes it a little bit easier to process. But I think also the gurus do a really good job of giving like individualized feedback during class. It's not just like, I'm going to show you how to do something and then everyone's going to do it and then we're going to move on, but it's like they really take time to stop and go through every student and make sure that they understand what's going on. So yeah, it is difficult, but I think during the entire process you have that like check-in, so it's like you're always feeling supported.
Yeah. I think the challenges that she mentioned are pretty much, I think that's just the difficulty with learning dance online, like learning any art form online. Like not being in person is obviously a struggle, but I will argue that whatever challenges that you get from being online, it's like greatly offset by like the opportunity to interact with these gurus, because realistically, like I never would have been able to like go to India and spend like 2 years training with different gurus and like learning what they think, and learning like that's just like not a very practical thing. So I think it's like wonderful that we even have the opportunity. Like as difficult as it is, you kind of have to like, it's what you make of it. And I remember like I had one of the classes with Katyani Auntie. This was literally like 2 years ago, but I still remember like she made us all sit in front of the camera and show our expressions on the screen. She like did this whole exercise, and I just remember at the end of it I was like crying for some reason, but it like the teachers are so good that you really do feel connected to them. Like I was just sitting alone in my room crying in front of this screen, and it like totally looked stupid to anybody else, but I was connected. And I think that speaks to the strength of the professors and how much they care. And like the screen is not as much a limitation as it is like a gateway to being able to experience art or anything, like any of the programs that they have, in a way that you normally wouldn't be able to.
I think also, just to add a quick note to that, one thing that I was reminded of is I feel like it also just made me a better student. Like the challenges that we face, it's like they were completely new to me. Like I was still in high school, so I was still learning in person from my guru. So I had never really done something like that before, and I feel like I was grasping things that I wouldn't have normally grasped, or like learning to grasp things that I wouldn't have normally grasped. And then going back to class in person, I felt like I was a completely different student, like just a lot sharper, and like more attentive to certain things that I might not have been before. So that's like another pro.
Great. How was it learning different style of the same song from the university teachings versus your guru? Like,
Yeah. So, I mean, it was very different for me. I grew up learning that Guru Repati's style of Kuchipudi, and so a lot of the pieces we learned, I had actually already learned in that style, like Ramayana Shabdam, Hamakalapam, things like that. But I just, again, had to be open to the process of, learning a different style and doing my best. I also didn't want to lose the training I had in my style, and so it just, I think it takes a lot of,
discipline.
Discipline, willpower to stay accountable to like your own guru's teaching, obviously, but also being open to learning other prominent styles in Kuchipudi. So yeah, I think
Just a manodharma kind of open approach.
open approach, but also just grounded.
Grounded. Very true. Fantastic. How about yours?
Yeah, I think it's the same thing for me. Like my teacher learned from Dr. Umar Ramarao, and so her style is a little bit more different. And even Pamakalapam, like that piece, like in my teacher's choreography is like very different from the style that I was taught. But I thought it was still like, it was so interesting because it just felt like two different takes on one character, because that's what Pamakalapam is. It's about Satyabhama. And I think like ultimately that's what art is, and it was a good reminder of like art is very subjective. It doesn't have to be objective at all. It's like what it makes you feel, and I think that it was just a really great reminder that like you can take even a character like Satyabhama, who's really famous and like very well known for her emotions, and you can choose to depict it in two different ways and still kind of communicate the same message. And I think that's what I treated it as. I just treated it as like another interpretation of this character rather than trying to like override what my teacher taught me or the knowledge that I gained from my teacher. Like everything was just another perspective. And I think like ultimately that's just, and I didn't do the music diploma, but I would assume that even with music, like people learn music so differently that when you learn it in one way and then you get to appreciate it in a different way, it's kind of the same thing. Like at the end of the day, it's just music, and it's the same lyrics, but it's like what feeling it evokes in you. And I think that being dynamic in that way is a really great reminder of like how art should be enjoyed and learned and appreciated.
So, it's a common question again to both of you. Are you still actively pursuing Kuchipudi?
Yes, I am still actively pursuing. I mentioned that I'm in Chennai, and so my gurus Kishore Muslik and Priyanko and Rani Auntie are there, and so I like going to their dance school and learning from them. And it's just a very, it's so surreal. I think dancing in India, especially because the culture just feels so much more vibrant there. I don't know what it is about India, but it's just like
the magic.
Yeah, there's just some kind of magic to it where dancing there feels like it's like another world, and I'm like transported when I dance. So I love dancing. I think that's like the thing that I mean, dance and music both. I don't want to ever leave in this lifetime. So
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and I also, it's like crazy because I'm in school and like obviously I'm like busy, but
It's not just any school, okay? It's a med school, and that's the
med school,
reason
guys.
I'm like asking. And you're
yeah
going
No,
to
she's
a law
right.
school, one law school and one med school
Yeah.
to all viewers, and it's not easy. And that's the reason I asked this general question. And you're saying we don't have time, or you're thinking you may not have time. You have the best examples here: a med school and a law school. If they still are saying they somehow find time to pursue the art form,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the general university, but the art form itself is so pious, and I'm so proud of you girls that you're still doing this.
Yeah.
And please continue. I'm
Oh no,
sorry.
you're good. No, she's right. Like I think it is important to like show people that you can, like, academics doesn't have to, like, art doesn't have to come at a cost of academics. Like, both really go hand in hand. And dance has been like, I tell everybody this, it's like the great love of my life. Like I don't think I've ever felt like what I feel for dance, I've never felt for anything else ever. Like I love my parents, but like even that, the joy that dance gives me, like I don't think it's ever been reciprocated. Obviously I'm grateful to my parents because they're the ones that gave me that gift. But I think like it's a testament to how powerful like art is. Obviously my experience is gonna like only come from dance, but it is my like life, like the little lifesavers. Like I feel like I'm drowning, and then I'll go back to dance class with my teacher in the Bay Area, and I'm like with all my friends, and we're learning a new piece, and we're choreographing, and I just don't remember that,
Everything is normal.
everything's normal. And I'm like back to being like 10 years old, like learning this for the first time. And I think that like that's what I really also love about Aria University, and even just like Silicon on there, if I can
Yes, of
even
course.
say that. I think it's like the way they promote the arts, and they create opportunities for kids to like participate in it constantly. I think it's like so important that, especially in America, where it kind of feels like our culture gets diluted if we don't participate in it, that there's organizations that like manufacture these opportunities to like continually participate in the art forms that like our ancestors and our like families have invested in, have been a part of, and like it's like so tied to our rich cultural heritage. So I think like I don't know, obviously because I did the diploma and it made me love dance more, and I came back, like it's not a direct correlation that I can't say, oh, the diploma forced me to come back to dance, but I will say it played a huge role in like just remembering why I loved it in the first place. And it's always gonna remain that like connection. Like I don't think I'm ever gonna let go of dance. And
You shouldn't.
I probably won't. I probably won't. I will let go of a lot of things, but I will not let go of
let
dance.
you.
Well, we also have some promising teachers here. You never know, they would be actually handing over the degrees near future. Well, that's so wonderful of you girls. I know this I didn't ask before. Would you both mind doing any kind of a Kuchipudi Bhangima or some mudra so that we can just end? I know you will really not like this, and we will have a discussion later.
What do you want to do?
What comes to your mind? The minute I say pause.
Okay, what else do you want to do?
Okay.
When I say takudina tom, what would it be? Nataraja or something?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you want to do Saraswati?
Yes, go.
Like, we can go down, yeah. I'll go down.
Okay, and then I'll just. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you go down. Yeah.
Oh, wow. The Jnana Saraswati, and we have the very talented Jahnavi and Sankalpa. And thank you so much to all the viewers. That's wonderful. And next week we'll come up with some more excitement from our alumni, students, staff, or our own faculty.